no matter what.
Have you ever been impatient throughout this entire process?
I've been frustrated. I am aware that part of the process of what we signed up to do entails.
Hey guys, and welcome back to Little Black Book. You know what time it is. Talking to you guys about Christina and Henry and the blow up. Yes, if you're new to the channel, make sure you like, share, subscribe, click on the bell button for notification of the uploads. Listen, you're Maddie Elite. If you're new to the channel, you know what to do. You understand? And if you're a returnee, you already know what it is. Mineral gang. Have you got your jumper, mate? Mineral gang. Alright, listen, let's get into it. Let's get into it. Alright then. Cool. Obviously, seen the Christina and Henry situation. I think we've seen this coming. You know what I'm saying? I think we've seen this coming. We knew this was going to happen. I think what's really painful, I think for both characters, is that they're just not right for each other. Like, they're not bad people. They're just not right for each other, alright? Christina, similar to Karen, wants a man that's going to dominate, that's going to take control, that's going to lead, right? And I understand that because I understand that in the respect to the fact that the guy that she's got, yeah? Now, it's not that, like, if she had Miles, I'll be saying the exact same thing about Karen, same thing about Christina. But Henry, okay, let me be very frank and honest, okay, ain't leading anybody at the moment, black.
A lot more aggressive, and I think we're just kind of...
Like, what does she mean by aggressive?
Yeah, let me be very frank and very honest. What I'm seeing from Henry isn't entertaining. For every time we see the camera on him, it takes he's not a conversation. I don't know if it's her. I don't know if maybe they haven't got much in common in terms of interpersonal. There doesn't seem to be a depth of conversation. In fact, that's one of the arguments she made. All right, that there doesn't seem to be the conversation seems to be very surface level, right? And so it's so interesting. So when they actually had their actual spat, let's do some body language stuff. You know how we like to kick off the thing with some body language. When they actually had their little spit and spat at the very beginning, right? There was interesting what happened. So you know, she was annoyed at the fact that obviously she was having to lead all the conversation. So they, you know, they were having a conversation. She was leading it, and then they asked some questions about. Well, basically, she was getting frustrated, right? Because she was getting impatient. So she got frustrated, got impatient. We've seen this from Christina before. We saw this on the wedding day. We saw this at the party with the guys. We saw this, I believe, with Henry as well, previously as well, with the cameraman. So this is not the first time we've seen her with the cameraman getting frustrated.
And same, right?
I feel like you're getting a little bit stressed out with this.
Because...
So on this occasion, she's asking, like, yo, like, my guy, like, what are we doing here, fam? Like, yo, like, I thought we were going to film for 15 minutes, blah, blah, blah. It's like, seeming like it's a long thing, yeah? I understand. I feel her pain because the 15 minutes must be getting dragged. Why? Because there's no conversation between herself and Henry. Like, it's not flowing. It's not a natural course to the conversation. So it's dragging. It's very hard. He's not giving her as much as she actually wants and needs. And I can get that. I can get that. At the same time, I must be very honest and very frank. Her energy is not going to allow him to be who he needs to be. Your energy is a bit too aggressive for him. I'm going to be honest with you. Yeah? It's a bit too aggressive, Christina. Calm it down. Yeah? Calm it down. Yeah? Because the way that you can flip is scary. Like, so for the brother like him who's a bit more timid, a bit more quieter, and then comes into his thing, you flipping like that ain't going to allow the brother to really be invested in the conversation. Do you understand? Man's gonna be fearful that you're gonna flip out and hit him one day. You know what I mean? And I get that.
In 1,000 million years. My friends are like, what the hell are you doing?
What
like,
the hell are you? You can get out of this. Why are you not getting out of this?
Because
right now?
I'm not saying I want to get out of it.
So in this situation, very interesting what happened. I don't know if Christina was really trying to push his buttons to get him to a place. It seemed like it. She was trying to push his buttons to make him react, to get something out of him, like just give me something kind of thing, yeah? So now, Christina's complaining about the fact that, you know, he never says thank you, right? While they're talking, but, and it's interesting because we get to see Henry's behavior change here, all right? Good change. She goes, oh, you know, I'll go shopping and, you know, you don't even say thank you, But just before she said that, he had already said, listen.
I will, yes, I did. I said thank you, and I said, I will absolutely Venmo you.
you might have said, yeah, I'll Venmo you once, but you never said, you know what, thank you, wow, this is great. Like,
I know, you keep saying what you're saying, but let me be very frank with you. I say thank you. When you went to shopping, I said thank you for going shopping, etc., etc. Rah, 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 right? After she's complaining about, I need more from you. All right, cool. She then goes on to reply saying, obviously, when I go shopping, you didn't even say thank you for this, and watch his reaction. What? I just said... And then I realized, okay, see, that's reaction. That's more than what I've got from Henry all freaking season, bruv. Yeah? That's more than I've got all season, sir. That's what we want to see. That's probably why she was triggering you. That energy of, what? What? Are you alright? Like, I done told you. I said thank you. Like, no. You know what I'm saying? And he tried to defend himself, right? So we saw a greater reaction from him. What was interesting was Christina's behavior. Right? As it's getting into argument mode, watch her say, I can't remember what she said, whatever, just watch this part.
I would be impatient no matter what.
have you ever been impatient throughout this entire process?
I've been frustrated. I am aware that part of the process of what we signed up to do.
She says what she says, and then her hands go behind her back. As if to say, listen, I'm aggressive, but I'm not gonna make it as if like I'm overbearing or I'm gonna fight you. I don't want you to think that. Yeah, but my hands go behind my back. And it was a passive-aggressive kind of almost move for her to kind of like make sure that she doesn't present an aggressive nature while she was really firing him, right? And so I saw that and I was like, okay, cool. Do you know what? This relationship problem is going to be the fact that she doesn't get enough communication from him in terms of assertiveness, right? She's got something to complain about. Karen hasn't. She's got something to complain about. And the fact that obviously the conversation is not deep. For him, he finds her impatient, and I guess he finds her intolerable when she's like that, right? And it's interesting because obviously I think it's later on when she cooks for them, right? She actually has to leave the room. They get into an argument, and I'll be honest, yeah. What she says is interesting. She said, "Oh, okay, cool." She cooks the food. They sit down and eat the food, and he said, "Yeah, this is good."
It could be better, but it's fine.
That's good.
Right? That's it. No other conversation. So, brother, you couldn't even say, listen, wow, this is nice. Like, what did you put into it? Oh, what season did you have for this? Do you normally have this as well, like all the time? Or, like, this is nice. Yeah, this is good. I like this. When she had decided to flip out.
Like, be the one, because, like, he's giving me nothing. What do do you have something?
That you don't know about me?
Okay, and leave the room, or whatever she did, right? That's when he decided to say, man, it's a shame, man. This is really nice. You added some ad-lib. Bro, add that ad-lib earlier. Why is it that arguments happen and you're adding ad-lib now? Sir, add the ad-lib at the time the ad-lib is needed. It's frustrating. Watching him is frustrating. Yeah? I know some people, and do you know what's the funny thing is, obviously, and he struggles with eye contact. And I did see this, I went to research it, and he may be on some scale of autistic, right? He may be. The other side of it is that he's just not very good at eye contact. It's something that he's never learned from a young age. People sometimes have fear.
Why won't you look at me in the eyes?
Because I like, as Dr. Pepper, I have like eye contact issues.
Fearful to look at people in the eyes. They're not used to that kind of level of contact. It's something that you learn oftentimes from being a kid, right? So the way that he is different, it may be the autistic, it may be just because he just grew up different. He may be the ugly duckling in the family and just didn't learn that kind of socialistic behavior, right? That most of us learn when we're kids. All right, cool. So, because obviously as they were talking, she mentioned the fact that, as we're talking, you look away, right? And again, that's frustrating for Christina. Has it been made known that he's autistic to Christina? Because I keep saying this, you will argue and fight if you don't understand. If you don't understand something, you will argue and you will fight. Do you get me? When you don't understand, you will argue and you will fight.
What the hell are you doing?
What the hell are you doing?
So if she doesn't know that he's autistic in some level or form, of course she's gonna baff man. Because fam, as far as she's concerned, he's normal and acting mad. Do you get me? So again, this has been on the fault of it's been a fault of obviously on the producers to let her know that this is the case. What was interesting as well, during the argument as well, he does something which is really interesting. I think she starts smiling, right? That's why I was a bit concerned that is she trying to just pull his leg and try to get him annoyed and vexed. As we're arguing or whatever, he started, I think for him, the way that he deals with aggression and the way he deals with arguments and debates that are coming at him quite fiercely is that he does something to kind of distract himself, right?
I didn't think.
So what he starts doing, he starts arranging the glasses. Did you notice? He starts moving the glasses, right? And placing them somewhere. And then he has a conversation. So for him, it's like almost like that helps, I guess, to negate the energy coming towards him, to actually kind of put together a conversation back, or even some words back, right? And that's when her smile came across. And I don't know, I wasn't sure if she was half annoyed, she was half kind of smiling at the same time. It was just a bit up and down. And that's why I thought like she was trying to tease man. And then it was interesting because obviously when she did make a noise about the fact that he's not very talkative or whatever, and then she blew up about the fact that the time and everything as well. He did make he made a statement which was he was covering her. I'll give him that. He did cover her in the sense of the fact he was like, listen, look, I am trying to have a conversation. I'm trying to ask you how, etc., etc., right? I'm trying to get to know bits and parts of you. And then she asked him like, so, okay, do you have any questions? And he was like, I gotta think about this, right? Obviously, you put man on the spot, right? But at the same time, I get it. You know what I mean? Like, if the conversation's not flowing, it's not working. If we're not able to talk, it's not working. You feel me? If we're not able to talk, it's not working. If we're not able to conversate, it's not working. Because I need to have that depth of conversation with you to be able to connect with you and get to know you. So yeah, and she came out obviously as well saying obviously why can't he do it? And he started saying obviously basically he could, but then stopped because I think she cut him off or whatever. So I really believe that obviously with these two, it's interesting because I think later on as well at the party when they had the friends round, it was interesting to see some of the answers that he gave, innit? And the way that she was hawking him. Like my girl was literally watching him, like trying to really deep every answer he was giving, yeah. To a T, bruv. I think obviously as well for Christina, I think she just wants to feel safe. I really do. And the reason why is because obviously we know information in fact that when he brought her flowers, she said the only person that ever brought her flowers I think was her granddad, right, or her dad or whatever, right? And seeing obviously he wasn't there, we didn't see him necessarily in the picture at the beginning of the show. I'm assuming that she likes somebody who's a father figure, which is why the assertiveness wants in, which is why they want that real dominant assertiveness. Because it's replacing a father figure, okay? It's not partner, it's a father figure that she's replacing. It's that kind of man that she wants. And therefore, at the moment, Henry's calm, but he's not forward. What I've seen from Christina that I don't like is for instance, there was a situation where, I think the house, something about a joke about the house was small or whatever, yeah? But I think it might be the Priory or whatever, he built a house. Or something like that. Someone said about a house or whatever, right? And she obviously then chimed in, well, in her cutscene, that, Henry's house is also small. And made a bit of a joke. And it's like, yo, like, again, you are, like, that energy, if you're carrying that belittling energy into a relationship, I don't want to talk to you. I don't feel safe. You understand? Like, if you're going to belittle the fact that he lives in a small house compared to what you would want, bear in mind, you don't have a home at this moment. Like, you ain't even got bars to open your mouth. You don't have a home at the moment. You're living out your car. You understand? Like, yo, like, relax. You know what I mean? But she's not. She's very, it's insulting in a sense. You know what I'm saying? And it's demeaning to a brother like Henry. In fact, anybody to laugh at them like that because of their house. Not only that, I think later on the girls came and spoke to her. And I'm not going to lie to you. It was interesting. When the girl, obviously, I don't know what the girl's name is, whatever. The one that didn't really like Christina.
Even with like all of our friendships, like it took Henry a long time to kind of open up and let his guard down, so to speak. And so I think to outsiders or someone that's just like...
Came and said, obviously, look, Henry is emotive. I know some people don't really realize that. It takes a little while to warm up, etc., etc., rah, rah, rah. Okay? I don't think that Christina is his type. I don't think Christina is his type in terms of that respect. Henry's type, no. And the reason why those girls are Henry's friends is because he's a grass snake. He's incapable of biting them. That's why they're his friends. He's got no sense of danger in him. No sense of pushing over the line. No sense of stepping over boundaries. Yeah? He's too respectful for them. So of course they're going to be friends. Now, when the girl starts to share her story about how Henry was there for her all the way through, you know, I think her sister's passing or whatever.
You know, he helped me through one of the hardest things that I went through in my life. I lost my sister 2 years ago, and he is a huge part of my healing process.
He was basically a rock for her. I know Christina was like, wow, and I'm not sure if Christina was being genuine, and she was genuinely pleased that actually Henry can be a motive, or whether she was like, wow, because like, wow, like you're sharing a story like to me, and I'm not sure what the frick, like what the hell, like, you know what I mean? And not only that, the relationship between Henry and Christina also reflects in their friendship groups. That when the friends were coming together, they couldn't be together. They couldn't gel very well, right? It didn't look very, at the beginning anyway. Later on, it seemed like it was going to work out because I thought, well, I said it was going to work out, but it was, it didn't get any better, to be honest. You know what I mean? And they were playing a game, and that obviously worked. But other than that, you know, it wasn't really gelling the way it needed to gel. Wasn't coming together the way it needs to come together. So again, their relationship is reflecting even on their friendships, the way they are. They're so different. Interesting enough as well is Henry's response. So Henry's response to the boys compared to the parents that he spoke is very different. Okay, he changed his tune. To the parents at the party, he said, listen, look, we're taking it slow and we haven't had sex, no, we're just taking it slow, we're just trying to get to feed each other, know each other, blah, blah. But he told the truth when he went to the boys. He said, listen, guys, look, I'm not gonna lie to you, we ain't there yet. I think we're kind of different people at the moment, da-da-da-da-da-da. And then Woody then interjects and said, listen, my guy, you just need to be assertive. Like, what are you doing? Like, you're not being assertive. You're not really leading the team. Like, be assertive, be on it. Like, do you know what I mean? And he weren't really doing that, right? So I think that showed me straight away that Henry is not feeling compatibility with Christina. He was just smart enough to say to the parents, we're moving slow, right?
Yeah. I was pretty adamant that I think we should kind of like take it slow and just, I get
Take it slow.
Not take it slow, but
And he said to the guys earlier, remember last episode, he said, look, we're moving slow. On this occasion, they talked about intimacy. They're not moving slow. Yeah, he's just not sure they're compatible. Do you feel me?
a lot more aggressive, and I think we're just kind of.
Like, what does she mean by aggressive?
Something changed. Something changed. Do you get me? Yeah? And then he mentioned about that she wants somebody who's aggressive. And he says he doesn't know what that means. And I think that is a problem. He doesn't understand what aggression means. Like, he's not naturally that way. I don't think he'll ever be that way. He's not going to be that way. Do you know what I mean? Like, he's not going to ever be that way. So, for me, I'm looking at him going, I get it, but he ain't never going to change. He ain't never going to be that way, man. And yeah, so for me, with the Christina and the Henry situation, I really believe that, you know what, Christina and Henry just need to be able to communicate. Nah, I can't say that. They ain't gonna make it. They ain't gonna make it. I just don't see him turning around and changing and becoming this assertive guy. He's not that kind of guy. Yeah, and that's fine. He's just not found the right type of girl. So guys, I'm gonna leave it there, yeah. I'm gonna leave it there. Alright, appreciate you locked and loaded. More love.